She looked after his needs and later took him to the office of the Parliament of Religions. Religions opened on September the 11th, 1893. On the opening day, the Hall of Columbus was packed to the full. On the dais sat some of the best-known representatives of world faith. Practiced orators, they all spoke eloquently about their own faith. At first, Vivekananda felt a little nervous. Silent and prayerful, he sat, the observed of all observers. It was in the afternoon that Vivekananda first addressed the Congress, and through it, the world. After a short prayer to Saraswati, the goddess of speech, he started to speak. The words came, words that would soon go round the world. He began, "Sisters and brothers of America, and brothers of sisters and brothers of America." A spontaneous clapping filled the house. The applause went on and on and on. The audience had never heard anything like this before. Sisters and brothers of America, I thank you in the name of the most ancient order of monks of the world. I thank you in the name of the mother of all religions. I thank you in the name of millions and millions of Hindu people of all classes and sects. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. Here are a few lines which are repeated every day by millions in my country. Ruchinam vaikitrat rijukutilana pathjusham vrinameko gamyastvamasi paisam arnavaivam. And he had won. Upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, in spite of resistance, help and not fight, assimilation and not destruction, harmony and not dissension. The Swami had not come to criticize only. His admiration of the new world was frank and unstinted. Hail, Columbia, the motherland of liberty. It has been given to thee to march as the vanguard of civilization with the flag of harmony. His speech had been like a tongue of flame. Everybody else was forgotten by his commanding and spectacular performance. The papers were full of him. They wrote, "He is undoubtedly the greatest figure in the Parliament of Religion." A picture of Swami Vivekananda, called the Hindu monk, was displayed on the streets of Chicago. People passing by paid instinctive homage to the President. Previously, he had nearly succumbed to poverty. Now it was an opposite danger. He was about to be smothered by riches and attention. At night, he could not sleep on the soft bed that had been prepared for him. Rolling on the ground and thinking of his countrymen and their lot, he cried, "Oh, Mother, what do I care for name and fame when my people and my motherland are sunk in the utmost poverty? Show me, O Mother, how best I can help them." To be able to serve the cause of his unfortunate country, he accepted the offer of a lecture bureau. He thought that through the lecture bureau, he could spread his ideas more effectively. He toured extensively. As India's first unofficial ambassador, he placed India and all that was best in her culture before the modern world. But it was not all roses. His sudden success had given rise to jealousy. For a long time, slander and persecution followed him like a black shadow. In the end, it all died a natural death. He toured with the lecture bureau for 6 to 8 months in different places and delivered a series of inspiring speeches. While lecturing in a church, he said, "Let me tell you, brethren, If you want to live, if you really want your nation to live, go back to Christ. You are not Christians. No, as a nation you are not. Go back to Christ. Yours is a religion preached in the name of luxury. You cannot serve God and mammon at the same time. Better be ready to live in rags with Christ than to live in palaces without him. Do I wish that the Christians would become Hindus? God forbid. Do I wish that the Hindus or Buddhists would become Christians? God forbid. The Christian is not to become a Hindu or Buddhist, nor a Hindu or Buddhist to become a Christian. But each must assimilate the spirit of the others and yet preserve his individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. But he soon cut off all connections with the lecture bureau and began to speak, free of any charges, an unusual thing to do in the United States. Soon he became the friend of eminent men and women like Professor William James of Harvard, great scientists like Nikola Tesla and Lord Kelvin, philosopher Ingersoll, John D. Rockefeller Sr., Leo Landberg, Francis and Betty Leggett, Sister Christine, Mrs. Olibull, with Mr. J.G. Goodwin, who gave his all for the Swami's cause, and Mrs. Ella Wheeler Wilcox, the noted American author, Madame Emma Calvi, the great opera star of the two continents. At the time, she was passing through an emotional crisis. She even tried to take her own life. Thrice, she left her house to drown herself, and each time, as though in a daze, she found herself in front of a friend's house, where Swamiji was staying at the time. Finally, she ventured into the house and in the veranda.
All of a sudden, a deep and sonorous voice rang through. "Come, my child. Don't be afraid." I moved towards the study door, when even without lifting his eyes, the Swami told me of my secret problems and anxieties, which I knew were not known even to my closest friends. It seemed miraculous, even supernatural, but his words were of great solace to me. I was overwhelmed, and I knelt down. An inner door seemed to open before me. I was at peace with myself for the first time in so many months.
It was during this busy period that he found time to write works like This is the summer cottage in the Thousand Islands Park on the river St. Lawrence. Here, with 12 American disciples, the Swami passed 7 memorable weeks. To this intimate group, he revealed brilliant flashes of illumination and the most profound wisdom. These were later published as inspired talks. Never was a title more justified. After he had stabilized his work in America, he turned to Europe briefly. This is London, 1895, where the Swami spent some time meeting and talking to people and giving them a better idea of Vedanta. His greatest acquisition in England was without doubt Miss Margaret Noble, a name that will always be remembered with gratitude while India lasts. England also gave him Mr. and Mrs. Sevier. The couple donated all their life savings to the cause and made India their second home. After 4 years of travel and ministry to different countries of the West, Swami Vivekananda was returning home with some of his disciples. Yes, the tour had been a success, a triumph, to find his militia ready for his word of command. But never did he expect that the whole nation, the people of India, would rise to a man and give him a welcome, the like of which has never been seen before or after. The brilliant speeches which he gave all over the country felt hope and courage. Men everywhere heard these as in a dream. Awake, arise, and stop not till the goal is reached. So long as millions live in hunger and ignorance, I hold every man a traitor who, having been educated at their expense, does nothing for them. Let the new India arise out of the peasants grasping the plough, out of the huts of fishermen, the cobbler, the sweeper. Let her spring from the factory, from hills and mountains. They have suffered eternal misery, which has given them unflinching vitality. Give them only half a piece of bread, and the whole world will not be big enough to hold their energy. Such was Swami Vivekananda's burning faith in the people, in the future of India. But the Swami was exerting himself too much. The sands were running out. Did he have a prevision of his coming end? On May the 1st, 1897, he called a meeting of the monastic order and the lay devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Speaking of his master, Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda said, "My teacher, my master, my hero, my ideal, my God in life. If there has been anything achieved by me, by thought or word or deed, if from my lips has ever fallen one word that has helped anyone in the world, I lay no claim to it. It was all his. All that has been life-giving, strengthening, pure and holy has been his inspiration, his words, and he himself."